Well, what's good, my people? People gonna show up? Probably not. It's all right. I'm still gonna kick out my knowledge for you guys and what I know. And pretty much, I'm not gonna sit here and wait for anybody to pop up on the screen. I'm gonna go ahead and get into my demonstration of what I want to tell you guys. All right. So I got a lot of questions coming in. Everybody's always asking me the branch test. What is a branch test? Well, I'll tell you what the branch test. The branch test is an endurance test. It's a test that they give you out there in the field to see what kind of welder you are, to see if you're efficient, to see if you're fast, to see if you know how to fit pipe. All right? Dang, I see some people joining in. That's tight. You might have to rewind it for me to get back to the beginning. But I'm going over the branch test because everybody's asking me about the branch test. And I'm going to lay out a branch test for you on the board. I'm going to go over and why it is, and they test you guys out there. So a lot of the time when I show up to a job and they want me to test, it's either a bell hole and a branch, and sometimes like a 6G. What up? I see you guys. That's what's up. Yep, it's the knowledge on Wednesday, the wisdom. I want to pour my wisdom into you guys. Anything that I know, I want you to know. So I'm going out here and I'm taking these welding tests for these pipelines. And everybody's always asking me, how do I get on a pipeline? Hey, Walt, when I come to your workshop, is there a lineup for a pipeline? Can I get on a pipeline? Everybody wants to be pipeline. And I understand that and I respect that, because at one time as a young welder, my dang self, I was like, I want a pipeline. I go to bed, I be dreaming about pipeline, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna jump in my truck. I'm gonna jump out the truck. I'm gonna make a weld. I'm gonna jump back in the truck, and I'm gonna drive up, and I'm gonna go to the next weld. And to me, that was a dream for me. And when it happened, it finally felt like a dream come true. And so I'm wanting to help people out there in the world have their dream come true as well too, if they're wanting to be pipeliners. Now, you guys always talked about the pandemic, or whatever they wanted to call it, the coronavirus. How I said I didn't let it, Wally the Wizard. That's what's up. I didn't want to let it cripple me. I wanted to let it catapult me. And a lot of people don't understand what that is, and what it was is like, I'm a mind rat. And I saw the real big picture. I'm ridiculed sometimes because people say, oh, you're wearing a mask, you're just a sheep. And I'm like, hey, man, I need to go in the grocery store and get my wife these teas that she likes. And then I gotta let me go in there and purchase them unless I put the damn mask on. And so, yeah, we're going to do what we have to do because those people are being held to their standard at their work. And it's not their fault that they have to put the sign up and recommend us do that. So, it's not like, people can put a label on you, but guess what? There ain't no label that people can really put on you guys. The people that want to call people sheeple, okay, it's okay, man. Those are the people that you need to stay away from because they're putting labels on people. I don't put a label on people. I believe we're all equal, Yo, what's up? I see you guys. That is what's up. I love you guys. So I'm going to get into this branch test, and I want to show you guys about the branch test because a lot of people are asking about the branch test. And here it is, guys. It's a pizza cake. To me it is, because I've been doing it. But when I first got in there and I started taking the branch test, I was scared. I was worried. And my boss actually said, well, you need to go to the shop, and before you go and take that test, you need to have the other boss overlook your thing. And so trust me, I went up there, I cut the wrong size pipe, and I had it all perfect. And the boss said, well, you're not supposed to use that pipe. That pipe was for a special project. It was cut to length. You got to use that scrap pile over there. And I was like, oh. So, we make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm human, guys. Finally, I got the right pipe, and I ended up coping it out and doing that test for him. And he thought it was good enough to actually send me out to go take the test. And my very first branch test, I was very lucky and fortunate to pass my very first branch test out there in the field because I failed them before. Yes, I have failed a branch test. The inspector was talking me up, and he was like, oh, this kid started late, and he's finished before everybody. Yeah, I might be quick, but you know what? There's error in that too sometimes, and I'm not afraid to admit it that sometimes in my work ethic, I may be too ahead of myself, and I have a mistake. I'll put a fitting on wrong. I won't see the angle right. It happens, I'm only human, but I don't look at it as like, hey, I need to cry about it, whine about it, and complain about it. No, I don't advertise it. I'll slice it right apart. I'll furnish it so it looks, the way it needs to be, and go about my work and fix it, because you got to learn how to work efficiency in this world. And that's what this endurance test is. They got to know if you're an efficient welder. If you can go in there and you can cut the pipe, you can lay it out, however, and weld it, and not be all dumb and arcing out all over the pipe, grinding all over the pipe, because the inspectors think one thing when you go out there and you weld the pipe. They're thinking, don't disrespect the pipe. What you do is you go in, you make a weld where there's allowed the weld zone, and you don't go out the weld zone. And the weld zone's where the bevels are. And, sometimes out there it happens. We arc outside the bevels, and, we try to hide it with a file, or we take out the buffing disc and we buff it because the inspectors come down the line and they're like, oh, dang, here it comes. And that's your job. And it is sometimes, but it's hard. It's hard for a lot of people to lose that job over something so careless. So, I'm always preaching about how we got to stay ahead of ourselves. I teach my helpers her like, hey, you gotta stay in front of me, and you gotta help me just as well, because I can see a mistake. And if you're talking about it and I'm talking about it, we might both catch the mistake. So, there's a lot of places for error in the world. And the welding test is one of the biggest things there can be an error in the welding procedure. So that's what I really want to teach everybody. See, the comments don't pop up unless I click on them. Well, I just want to make the good point. I want to pour my wisdom into you guys. I want to let you know the experiences I've been through, and what, for me, that branch test that I busted where the inspector was talking me up, an 1/8 inch opened up on my very last strap on my branch, and there was trapped slag. And it was a very humbling moment for me too. And I had to go home and tell the wife, like, hey, we ain't getting that job. And I got another shot at it, at least. Thankfully, I get to come back and get another crack at the test. But sometimes you got to wait out. All right. So if there's knowledge out there to be taught, it's easy to be found. You just have to seek it, right? And so that's where I want to create this channel. If you're seeking the knowledge and you want to learn these things, well, that's what I'm here for. All right. It's just my experiences, my knowledge. It's not nothing really I'm pulling from any textbooks. And if it is, it's something I have embedded in my head. And I'm not the smartest man in the world. So by any means, I might not be the perfect at demonstrating this, but I'm going to teach you and show you what's gotten through me. All right, so I'm not the best artist, so you can go ahead and laugh at me. I really don't care. But I want to start drawing on the board. I really want to start showing you guys what it's all about. So the branch test. What is the branch test? All right, the branch test. See, I write all crazy. It's a 12 by 12 pipe, all right? And it's inches. I'm not sure how you'll see it in different countries, but in America, it's the 12 by 12. It's a branch test. And the branch test is really simple, guys. Well, to me, it's simple. You take a piece of pipe that's 12 inches, right? And on this, sometimes they're gonna make you lay it out. My very first branch test, I had to lay it out. I was not allowed to use a template. If you're able to use a template, go and get a template or cut a branch. Lay it out, get it, grind it, get it to fit the pipe, and do yourself a favor and get something to lay it out and trace it. So that way you can have a template. You can go out and buy a template, but sometimes the templates aren't good. So basically, it's just a coat. Whatever the pipe is, you coat it. You coat it like that, all right? And once you coat it like that, it's going to be able to fit over the pipe, and that's called a saddle. You can saddle it, and it's going to be like that on both sides, and it's actually going to look a little something like this. I don't even know if I can draw it. I'm going to embarrass myself right now. All right, I'm screwing up already. I don't even know what I'm doing. See, that's what it is. All right, I'll just get into it like this. So when you get the branch test, you cut it, it's going to sit over your pipe like a T, all right? And it's going to look like, yeah, I know what that looks like, right? But you're going to cut a hole in the pipe, and that's going to saddle over that. And you're going to have to weld. This is called your ear, and these are called your throats, all right? If you can't understand what I'm saying, and I don't even know if you can read my handwriting, that's your throat, all right? That's the throat. And that's the ear to the welding test, okay? When you do this branch test, you don't lay it out like this, actually. You actually have it flipped upward. So basically, you're looking down on the pipe. It'll be the opposite way. Yeah, I'm just drawing them all over, right? So your pipe's going to come down. It's going to saddle over that pipe, right? And that's how you're going to fit it up. And you're going to tack it. And you're going to tack it in what they call the sides. The side of the test, you're never going to tack it here in the throat, and you're never going to tack it here in the ear. On this test right here is basically to see if you can fit quickly, efficiently. And, so a lot of the times they're going to want to see, you throw a square on there. And they're going to want to see it to be square. Not a lot of the time, but some of the time. And when we look inside of the pipe, you guys probably seen me do this demonstration many times. I've showed you guys many, many times how to tackle this branch test, all right? At my workshop, I teach this branch test, and I've been going over this with all these young men on how to pass this branch test. I teach them all my little secrets on how to, when they cut their hole wrong, on how to fix it. And when they are in a pinch and in a bind, and this is the only test they got, and they might screw up on their cut or their bevels, because you got to bevel it and you got to grind it a certain way. There's a certain technique to this whole test right here. It's not just something you can go in and slap two pieces of pipe together and weld. You're going to have to know to lay it out. And a lot of the time you can refer to the blue book. And I got the blue book, but I don't got it on hand because that's not what I want to teach you today. I don't want to teach you how to lay this out. I basically want to tell you guys what it's about and what it is and what it stands for. 12 by 12 branch is an endurance test. When you go out there, they want to see how quick you are, guys. They don't care about who you date. They don't care about your 20-inch rims. They don't care about what kind of welding machine you got on your truck. They want to know if you can lay it out. They want to know if you can cut it nicely. They want to know if you can grind it perfectly. They want to know if you can get a good fit. And not only that, you're going to be on a time schedule, guys. Yep, that's right. You get a certain amount of time to take this test here. And it's no joke. I think they give you like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours to take this test. All right? Now let's go some more over this test. When you go and take this test, you're going to have to cut out your own straps. And a lot of people aren't very knowledgeable on how to cut these straps out. And that's another thing I teach in my workshops. I let them take a picture of the template I have laid out to cut these straps. And these straps are usually called like a dog bone. And on the side where the ears are, you know, it comes down. Right? That's your test. Right down the side where your ears was. And it's going to be the same layout on the side, except for when your pipe looks like that, you're going to have to take it out right here on the corner. And what they're doing right here is this is called a nick test. So you're cutting out these straps and then you're nicking them. And what a nick is you basically take your cutoff disc and you run it real. So here's your weld. Say here's your weld. Here's your weld, right? Your weld's piled up in the corner because on the branch, the pipe, these are where your welds are, right? And then and it comes up like that, and you weld all along this. Yep, you got weld all along this. So they're never gonna pull your straps here. From here to here, they're never gonna pull any kind of straps. You know, on both sides, from right here to here, they're never ever gonna pull those straps. They're going right here, and right here. And on both sides, on the other side over there. That's what it is. That's what it looks like. That's what they're doing. All right. So on your nick is when you're going to take a cutoff disc and you're going to run it straight across that, just like a 16th across the top of your weld. And then you're going to cut inside right here like 1/8 of an inch into the weld, just a little bit with that cutoff disc, right, on both sides. And I go over this in my workshop, and we destructive test these coupons to see where your talent lies. And what I mean by where your talent lies is I want to know is if you're burning hot enough, because if you're not, you're trapping slag. And not alone that too, but when I look inside this test here, when I look inside their welding test, I know what it looks like. I'm going to leave it. When I look inside their welding test and I look at the weld in here that they got, it tells me pretty much if they got full penetration. And that's what the inspectors are looking for. They're looking to see if you got full penetration in there. And they're gonna get their mirror out. Actually, in fact, before they even get their mirror out and before they even look in there, they're gonna want you to wire wheel it. And that's something, you know, that's really important that you do is you wire wheel the inside of that test. You wire wheel the whole inside of that bead to see if you got anything in there not penetrated. Because if it's not penetrated, guess what? You got to take that grinding disc and you're gonna have to cut in to that corner there. And it's hard to get a grinding disc in there. So that's why I always try to tell people get one shot really to really get it in there. If you got to go back in there and you got to fix it, it's going to be a lot more messier, and it's going to look horrible sometimes. You're going to have a rugged bead, but that's not going to fail you. Still at some time, if you have a bunch of cold lap in there, that's going to fail you. If you have too much weld in there, that's, like some overfill, that's going to fail you. So you got to make sure that you're getting a pretty bead in there. And the bead is actually really simple. It's a really tiny gap. It's just like most of my fits that I take, and I teach them how to weld that bead all the way in there, in the throat and on the sides even. You got to make sure that you get a good fit. Now you can take a little bit of a messed up fit, and basically it's called taking the hit. You can take a hit on the welding, but it's going to hurt you sometimes. It's not going to make you go as fast that you got a chance of blowing through it. And you don't want to blow through it. So that's the purpose of them making you buff the inside of that welding coupon. So they go until you buff that off, and then they have you grind it. And then if you blow through it, guess what? It's going to show. They're going to come back. You're not going to have time to hide it. They're going to be watching you. They're going to watch you this whole test. So that's what the branch test is about, guys. I really just wanted to get in it with you guys. It's not anything special. If you got questions for me about branch tests, on here, I wanted to talk to you guys about the branch test, because that's one of the biggest things coming up right now is how to get tests on the pipeline, how to pass this branch, what is an Arkansas bell hole, and knowledge of these tests. A lot of people don't have knowledge of these tests. And I assume a lot of people on YouTube already do got knowledge of these tests because they've been seeking me out. My helpers seek me out, he was one of the people that seeked me out and was interested in this trade. And I know there's a lot of you guys that are trying to reach out to me. I want to help you out genuinely, and I'm trying to help you out. To be able to go through my workshops, I see where the talent lies, and I know their work ethic because I watch them, when they're welding the pipe and they're doing the test that basically I'm trying to demonstrate and teach them to do. And those are the people that I'm really looking into because I want to know what kind of work ethic is out there in the world. Yes, that's right. People want to pick their cream of the crop. They want to know what kind of work ethic somebody has. They want to know what kind of attitude they got. Because for me to work around me, it's hard for a lot of people. I'm very up pace. I'm very high adrenaline. I'm go go go. I used the other day my helper or my brother-in-law's busted my balls. Because that's what it is. I work so hard, and sometimes I myself got to be reminded to slow down, take a break. So sometimes I might take a longer break, a longer lunch, and I'm not doing it intentionally disrespect the company. It's just because I go so fast, and I know I'm going so fast, and I myself don't want to make trial and error because every day for me is a welding test. I work every day in that welding, and it's what it is. Everything I lay down has to be shot under an X-ray film and inspected to see if there's any kind of speck in there. And if there is, it gets the red paint or red ribbon, and it comes back, and we got to repair it. So it all falls into taking a welding test. You got to take pride into taking this test, and not only this test, but any tests. If you're out there taking welding tests, you got to learn how to take them, and you got to learn how to take them efficiently. And that's what I try to do at the workshop, is I teach you how to take this test, because a lot of people are unaware how to go about this test, how to even set this test up. Now, for granted, I'm very nice to my people. I lay it out for them. I'll cut it for them. I'll even grind it for them because I want them to know how to grind it, how to transition it. Because on the ears right here, you don't have a bevel. Nope. You don't. Right on the top of those ears right there, you don't have a bevel at all. And I teach them how to transition that landing, into a bevel, because you do got to have a landing all the way on the top and on the sides. So it's important to just learn how to use welding as a tool to get where you need to go. That's what I've done in my life. I learned how to take these welding tests and to get where I wanted to go in life. And basically it was to the pipeline. I knew that was the end goal. It could be happening for any of you guys, for anybody who really puts their mind and ambition into it. I've told the story many, many times. I'm a high school dropout. I'm not proud of it, but it's true. The path of my life didn't lead me to go to even junior high in school. I dropped out second year sophomore because I struggled in school. My mind was on other things, and my focuses were on other things. I was a hardcore break dancer. I wanted to go hit the breakdance scene, and I wanted to go win money in competition because that was my drive in life. And after hurting my wrist, it's kind of what led me into welding. Something I wasn't putting all my body weight on anymore. So I'm no gymnast, but I still like to boogie down. If you got questions for these branch tests, you can email me as well too. Wally'sWeldingWorld@gmail.com. If you're trying to get into the workshops, I'm genuinely trying to help you guys, and I'll give you more than what you think you're in for. You can ask anybody that's been through my workshop that I love you guys. I take care of you. I consider you family. I pull you in. It's a lifetime commitment, I feel like, to help people in life for me. So that's what I'm going to continue to do, whether people want to support me or not. I'm here to support you, and I'm going to continue to support people. And the greatest thing that I love about my platforms is people that say they don't want the support, they still come here and they still get motivated, and it still pumps them up to go on the right path in life. And to me, that's the only purpose I'm trying to do in life, is help everybody genuinely and help you get to your next level. I know everybody is really seeking the pipeline. Trust me. I get it every day. How do I become a helper on the pipeline? How do I join the pipeline? How do I get on the pipeline? How do I get on the pipeline? I know so many people on pipelines, it's not even funny. And I've seen so many pipelines right now not open, but I've seen a lot of work opening back up. And I'll tell you that every day when I go to work, I see more and more rigs pulling up on that highway. And it's good to see, because the work is picking back up. I had other people, reach out to me and give me work, or try to give me work, and might have not worked out for them, and I'm not mad at them. Some things just don't work out, and you can't be mad in life when things don't work out. I know I've had welding tests that didn't work out for me, but I've had other tests that worked out for me. So continue to go after these welding tests. Good stuff, man. It's good seeing everybody on here. I really appreciate you guys coming through and supporting me. I want to do nothing but continue to help and support you. I don't know my audience, so I really want to get more engaged with my audience and get to know you guys, because I don't know you guys at all. Really, I feel like I don't, but I do see you guys on there a lot, and it's interesting to see you guys. Yeah, and a lot of you guys, I'll continue to support you over and over. Thank you for the purchases on my websites, for the clothing, for the tools. That's what's up. I love you guys. I appreciate that. And that is something that I wanted to show you guys. Give me a second real quick. All right, sorry to disappear on you guys like that, but you know the carabiners were always busting on the clips, and so this was the new invention that I was come up with for you guys for the spacer tools that I was sending out to you guys, and that pretty much just slides on the side of your pocket, boom, and it just hangs right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. So that way, when you need them, you can just pull them out real quick and space your pipe. And you already know that's the money gap. That's the spacer I'm using. And like I said, thank you for all them purchases on the website. And that's the upgrade to that tool. For any of the other tools, if you guys have been having troubles with those tools, let me know if they're breaking or something like that. Because I always say, like, anything I weld has a lifetime guarantee. If you can't weld it back together, I'll weld it back together. But anything else you guys need, I'm here for you. Mad shout out to SoCo, man. That's what's up. She makes some of the best shirts out there. I love her, and you already know I'm running the Magnum reels, man. I'm the weld professor. I love to help you guys, and anything I can do to help you guys, I'm here for that. I'm not asking for anything. I just ask that you, well, I guess I am asking for something. I'm asking that you just tell your peoples, man. You tell your people about me. If they have any kind of interest in any kind of knowledge like this, you know, just shoot them a message, you know, shoot them an email. I don't even care. I want to help anybody and everybody I possibly can. I wasn't put on this earth to die with all this knowledge. I genuinely here to give it back to the world. And so if you're interested in taking the branch test, that's something I'll be teaching. I'm also teaching, you know, a lot of guys. The other thing, 250 miles of 42-inch down here in South Texas with Strike. Come on down and test. You know, you know what? That's very awesome. I super appreciate that. But I'm gonna stay home at Colorado, man. This is my home. I live in Weld County. I want to stay in Weld County. But I really appreciate the offer, for the opportunity for something like that. That's amazing. But that's you know, maybe help somebody down there that might genuinely need it. That's a good welder, man. I'm not really like the best welder, but I'm an okay welder, and I enjoy welding, man. That's all I'll ever say. I don't ever claim to be the best. I was taught by some of the best, though. I'll tell you that. I was taught by some of the best welders out there in the world, man. Two of them, may they rest in peace. My buddy Luke Stover and Tim Greaves, man. I love you guys with all my heart. And my other two mentors, you know, that taught me almost everything I know, who got me out here in this field, who taught me this pipe, man. They are still trucking and going on. They know who they are. They're amazing people. And yeah, we're just going to continue to keep this circle tight in this community, because that's what it's about, right? It's keeping the circle tight, helping all these people out. If people need these jobs, I'm here to help these people get these jobs. I try to reach out to as many people and be genuine to everybody, because that's all I want back in life. I ain't asking for no favors. I ain't asking for you to kiss my butt. I ain't asking for your money. I ain't asking for free product. Nope. If you're trying to partner with me, that's something different. You know, I like to help other brands out and support people. What about Travis Fields? He's a great welder. Yes, I've met Travis Fields. I've never witnessed any of Travis's welds personally, but what I've seen and talking to him, very knowledgeable person. I love Travis. He's like a brother to me. Mad shout out to Travis Fields. Love you, brother. We did a little bit of traveling together. You guys might have seen that. We went to Ireland and Greece together, and yeah, we had a great time. You know, he's a good person. He's probably one of the most knowledgeable welders I've ever met. But I can't say he's the best welder I've ever met, because I've met some phenomenal welders out there, and a lot of them, they do not have any kind of social cred or even care to, you know. They're just like normal people, you know, and they're very humble, and I try to be very humble myself, you know. It's welding's not something hard. It's definitely an art, though, and there's definitely some people out there that are very, very skilled at it, and I'm very fortunate to know some of them, and there's many more out there that I'd love to meet. We already know who the king of YouTube is, the Wellmonger, and I can't wait till he hits me up, or I should just hit him up and see if we could do a collaboration, because I would definitely like to go and get some of his knowledge, and as well, I don't really think I have anything to offer him, but maybe just a happy time, you know, hanging out. But yeah, man, mad shout out to everybody in the world that's watching this. I see you guys tune in from the statistics all over, and I can't be more thankful enough for that. It treats me very nicely, you know, to be able to teach you guys this stuff. That's what I want to continue to do. That's why I want to open up the school, and that's what I want to bring to you guys. I'm going to say it now, and I'm going to say it once, and that's what I want to do. I want to create elite rig welders and send them out there in the world and make sure they're on every pipeline possible they can get on, because that's what everybody always hits me up for. So that's genuinely what I want to teach. That's why I teach pipe only. I weld pipe, and I've been saying it for years. I weld pipe. That's it. I weld pipe, and I always tell people, weld pipe. If you're wanting to learn on anything, strike an arc. But in the end result, it should be pipe. Learn how to weld pipe. And if you're not welding pipe, then yes, you're not going to be on the A team. That's right. You got to go out and you got to be on an A team. And the only way you're going to be on an A team is welding that pipe. I've seen elite rig welders for years and I've tried to chase them and be like them. And I still genuinely try to reach out to them and join the pipelines. I'm like, hey man, call me when a pipeline ready. I'll be ready. Because I stay ready. I try to stay ready. And if I'm not ready, guess what? I'm going to drop the ball on a bunch of other things to get this ball rolling because the pipeline's calling. And when the pipeline's calling, I'm going sometimes because that's what it is. I would hate to drag up on such good opportunities at times, but I have to look out for me. I have to look out for my family. And so I try to be a good, genuine person. I don't really just drag up on a company just because it's a pipeline. No, I'm not like that. I'll try to help some friends out. Hey, there's a pipeline, man. I had an opportunity. Go get it. Go get on it. I want to see everybody succeed. I pull for everybody. That's right. I'm pulling for everybody. I'm not just pulling for some of my people. I'm pulling for all of my people. Believe it or not, I'm really, truly, genuinely pulling for all my people. SoCo hats, I'm pulling for her all the time, man. She is one of the best, seamstress, genuine people I've ever talked to. She is good. She's treated me very nicely. She's never done me wrong. I would never do her like Welder Nation did her. You got to treat people how you want to be treated, guys. And that's what's important in life. If you want people to treat you good, then do a good job for them. When you show up to the job, guess what? They're paying you, man. They're paying you to do a good job. Do a good job. When I show up to work and they're like, well, that, I'm like, okay. They're like, well, this. I'm like, okay. What next? They're like, well, this. I'm like, all right. It doesn't matter if it's 2 inch, if it's 42 inch. It doesn't matter if it's I-beam or conduit. I'll weld it if I have to, because guess what? They're paying me, man. I'm happy to be employed at times, and at times people are very ungrateful, for jobs. And I've been there too. I've been ungrateful. I won't lie. I've been like, oh, I'm going to drag up, screw this place. But you know what? You got to find it in your own mind to not think negatively. Because if you're thinking negative, that's what sets the ball. That's what sets you apart from everybody else. You got to think positive like everybody else. You got to be the team player, right? You got to be jumping in there and not getting your hands in the way, but getting your mind in there like, hey, man, strategize and being like, can we do this? Can we do that? I'm always asking my helper, is it right? And I don't know. He say, let's bend the rod. And so we'll bend the rod because I want to know if I'm messing up too. Keep everybody in check, not in a bad way, but in a good way. If you're doing the job and you got a bunch of people on the job and they come and ask for a tool and they don't got it, man. I mean, it's hard to lend out your tools, but understand that sometimes it takes a lot of pride for that man to come up and ask for that tool he don't have. And he knows he has it, but he just ain't got it on him. And so he's swallowing his pride, So you just got to be always thinking about other people. I mean, I don't know. I won't tell you how to think, but I'm always thinking about other people because, I would think like, damn, well, what if I was in that situation and I needed something? And it's hard for me too. Sometimes I'm like, if I trust somebody, because I've been jacked so many times. I'll be so nice. I'll give them levels and I'll never see that level again. Or I give them a wrench or spud and I'll never see it again. And I'm just like, man, you trust people. You got to learn to trust people. Trust comes with the welding, in the test. You got to trust yourself and you got to trust the people you're around. If you're taking a test with a bunch of shady people, they might sabotage you on your test. And I've seen it happen, turn your heat up, kick your jack stand out from under you, throw rocks at you. I mean, it's sad, but it is a cutthroat world out there, dog eat, dog eat. And that's kind of what I was told when I broke out. My main man, God, man, you were awesome. Nick taught me how to go out there, and he said, it's a dog eat dog world. Go out there and give them hell because they'll chew you up and they'll spit you out and they'll bury you next to that pipeline. And like, he's real, man. There's nothing out there in that world that won't take you down. So you got to learn how to be the boss. And if you're not the boss, man, you're gonna have to be the man like me, and I'm gonna have to bow down to the boss and keep welding, keep that hood down, and keep welding, man. When the boss comes around. He's cool. I like him. It's not like he's not my friend or nothing. But guess what? He's not. I'm not there to bullcrap with him. I'm there to weld with him. If he wants to come up and stop me from my production, from what he's paying me to do, now that's a different story. But I think that we all have a good understanding with people. Like, hey, I'm working. I'm doing the job. It's not really my break time. And on break time, come on up. We'll talk. So it's real, man. I try to be real with everybody. I try to teach you this branch test. It was just a little bit I want to talk about, but mostly I just wanted to talk to you guys. And I want to try to show you a little bit of my wisdom and experience. I'm not the best person, but I try to give it my best to be the best person every day. I wake up, I do my push-ups, I do my little routine, and I go to work. And I try to be good to the people at work because guess what? I got to work with them every single day. And if I'm not good to them, they might not be good to me. So we're always coming in as a team when we go somewhere and we're trying to make a difference. We're trying to basically build the dream, and the dream only gets built in time because Rome wasn't built overnight. So we all got to come together in time and keep pushing and pushing and pushing. That's what it's all about. I want to do my own thing though, and that's genuinely what I want to do, and I want to do it for everybody else at the same time. It's not just for me, it's me doing it for everybody. Like I said, I'm not pulling for just some people, I'm pulling for all my people, and I want all y'all to make it. I want everybody to learn how to weld this pipe and go out and chase the pipeline. It's real, guys. It's been real talking to you. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it short because I can go on and on and on, but we're gonna keep it down to 30 minutes. And I love you guys, and I appreciate you for getting on and just listening to me. And if you ever have questions, you know where to find me, right? I've already told you my information. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I'm not hard to find. You got a problem with me? I ain't hard to find, guy. You know, we can settle it either like gentlemen or like men, however you want to. I just try to treat people like they want to be treated. If if you ain't getting orders from the website, you got a problem with me, reach out to me, reach out to me. Be like, hey, man, I didn't get my t-shirt. Hey, man, I didn't get my sticker, because I'm going to take care of you, because that's what's important to me. I need to know if I'm dropping the ball on something didn't get put out. All right. Who's running the work in Texas for strike? See, now that's what's up. I should use this platform here to help each other. Let's see what else some people got to say. Like Bryce Baker, I don't know if you're on. I see you, dude. What's up? I'm glad you're learning something, man. I mean, like I said, I'm not the smartest person, but some of my knowledge and my wisdom, I'm glad to share it with you. Need to know 204. God bless you, brother. I see you, man. And you know what? I will say it over and over and again. It is God who got me here. I have a hard time explaining it to some people. Some people don't understand it, how I feel about it. I wouldn't say it's something I press on people. It's just a personal feeling, how I feel. And that's it. It's just the feeling I've always felt, and the feeling that I've always been given by him. So that's all I can share is my experience and how I've dealt with it. It's always helped me, and it's always got me where I needed to go. And I'll continue to put my faith in him, and I'll never deny it. There's a bunch of questions on here. Rod Hatch, what's up, brother? I see you. There's a lot of you. Guns 88-1. What is good, brother? And a lot of people probably did leave already, and that's fine, and I don't care. I'm just giving a shout out to some people, man, that I don't know. I don't know many people at all on here. I see you, Bryce. Man. So I'm trying to respect you guys all. And basically, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to sit on here and blab all night. So you guys have a great night. Think about what I've said. If you need to go back and start at the beginning of the video, there really wasn't much that I brought to you guys, to your attention. But definitely go and check out SoCo Hats. If you don't know the website, SoCoHats.com, you can check her out. And if you got something to tell me, you know where to find me at Wally'sWeldingWorld@gmail.com. You can also go to my website, theweldprofessor.com. And, I have tools on there listed for you guys that I'm just trying to help you get, if you're trying to purchase those tools to have on your own, arsenal to go out there and slay these jobs. I'm providing those tools for you there. I'm also building my own custom tools that I use out there in the field to give to you. Bill Cyrus, dang, that's what's up, dude. Hey, man, any kind of thing I can do for you, man. I mean, I've never really worked on anything like that, but I tell you what, there's a lot of jobs that I do tackle out there that I don't show. I'm willing to almost weld anything, and I try to show up to jobs and help people with their projects the best I can. I don't take advantage of people, man. I work with them. I don't show up and start taxing them like crazy. Man, I really wish I did know somebody that needs a helper. But I try to keep the people that I know that need the job. I mean, and I don't mean to be like harsh or anything, but there is a line. There's a line, man. There's a big line of people that I'm like genuinely like he asked me first, man. That guy asked me first, and I'm gonna try to take care of him. But guess what? It's like I don't forget though, because you hit me up, you tell me where you're at, and then next thing you know, I'm like, hey, dude, there's a guy that needs a helper position in that area. Here's his number. That's how it works sometimes. It's not always like me just being like, oh yeah, I know where work's at. Work doesn't happen like that all the time around here in this industry. Work is very spontaneous. I've tried to explain to people how it's just pop-up companies, man. They'll bulldoze the side of the road right there, put up a Connex, put a sign up, boom, they're in business, bro. Connex with a bunch of tractors outside and they're running a pipeline. Yep, that's how they do it out here, man. That's just how it is. It's called pop-up companies, man. They just plow some land down, throw Connex on it, and start prefabbing. And that's a company right there, man. A full-blown $1 million company making millions for the pipeline. And it's real, man. The jobs out there aren't realistic. Yeah, the pandemic sadly is slowing some stuff down because it's putting a kink in everybody's project plans, and they can't do nothing about it. The government and the system is holding them to, these standards, and they have to go through it. And if you have a business, you know what I'm talking about. It's real. I'm a business owner. I know the struggle is real for a lot of people, and I have some of the best welders I know sitting at home right now, and they're hurting. Man, if you go to my website, yes, if you're looking for the info on my website, it's on my website, theweldprofessor.com. That's where I hold my workshop. I mean, that's where I got the info on my workshops. That's where I got the info for my tools. And not alone that too, but if you get on there, write me a message. Tell me your story. I love to read those stories. I'm going through there. I read all those stories, man. Some of them make my heart melt, man. I love it how you got into welding. I'm passionate and genuine how, you are there getting into welding. I want to start bringing people to the spotlight, and I want to start introducing them like, hey, this is, Karen. She started welding. This is her story. And I want to read the stories because some of them are touching. And a lot of you people don't realize I was inspired too. I never told many people about my inspiration story. Man, let me tell you my inspiration story. What basically led me to just say, all right, I'm going to weld. And so my brother rented a room down in a Victorian mansion down in Denver, right? Overlooking the stadium. Fireworks, 4th of July's there were crazy. They were bonkers. Parties were nuts. So, anyways, the owner of the house, good friend of my brother's, was a metal artist. Built things out of metal. I mean, astronomical, crazy, cool things out of metal. And he sold them for, a pretty penny for what he did. But you know what? That's the guy who inspired me to go after welding permanently. And it really was because all the things he made. He made couches. Oh yeah, and got them upholstered with cushions on them. He made mirror frames and had mirrors installed on them. These are just ideas for you guys. This is what he did. He did this for a living. He would take kitchens and he would all metal frame trim around the cabinets and everything, stained wood, marble. Yeah, metal trim. He'd go to bars and build handrails, fancy handrails for the bars, build fancy bar stools, fancy bars, marble, wood. I mean, there's so many things this welding could lead you to that you have to really just open your mind and be like, all right, well, what can I build out of metal and add to it? Well, mine's how do I slam two pieces of pipe together and add to it? There's a hustle on everything. And that's what it's all about. Find your hustle, guys. Find it, get it, and don't stop. That's what it's all about. Go and find some 12 on 12 pipe and practice that branch. You can buy the blue book and learn how to lay this out. The knowledge is out there. Seek the knowledge. Find the people, man. It's real. I'm Wally's Welding World, man. I'm not just this imaginary person. Everybody knows me as Wally, or the Weld Professor. And I'll tell you what, I go to Safeway and people are meeting me. I want to hug them, man. If you're my fan, genuinely reach out to me. I'm walking past people all the time I don't know, but they know me, and I want to know you guys. Not like I'm trying to make a bunch of friends, but if I'm inspiring, I want to keep inspiring you, and I want to help you. It's important to me to help you. Sadly, I don't know what it is about me, but I just want to help as many people as I can. I love it, man. That's what I was designed for, to help you, genuinely help you. All right. I love you guys. Have a great night. God bless you. And if you believe it's real, you know where to find me. Until then, you know what it is. Well pipe, well pipe. That's all I do.